From the mountains of Telangana to some of the world's toughest peaks, Mountaineer Bhukya Yashwanth Naik has built a reputation for grit and determination. Today, he joins us to reflect on the legacy of Nirmal Purja, to discuss the realities of high altitude climbing, and to explore the fine line between ambition and survival.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me, sir. Thank you so much for the
Uh,
opportunity.
there's a very tragic incident that has happened, starting from that, what was your immediate reaction, when you heard about Nirmal Purja's death on the broad peak in POK? And how significant is the loss for the global mountaineering community?
When I had never met him personally, but
Hmm.
I felt like, when I have heard that, I didn't believe that. I thought it might be a, wrong message the social media was spreading. And until and unless their team officially announced, I didn't believe that. He's a person who inspired millions all around the world. And it's a very big loss for entire global community, mountaineering community. It's a big loss.
Hmm.
I have never expected this.
Broad Peak is considered as the world's toughest, terrain, 8,000 meters peak. What makes it so technically challenging, and why are avalanches such a constant threat there?
See, I think Broad Peak is one of the toughest peak in 8,000 meters. It's very technical and steep. Okay, it makes climb more difficult,
Mhm.
and the weather also is unpredictable there. So, from my own experiences, climbing 8,000-meter peaks is very difficult, and there are few peaks, like Broad Peak, K2. These kind of peaks are very, how only experienced mountaineers can climb. Broad Peak is also that kind of, very toughest peak.
As a mountaineer, how predictable, unpredictable are these avalanches? Uh,
See, from my own experiences, I can say that if the big avalanches can start, it can reach us to us within seconds. So it's we hardly get choice to save ourselves when
mhm.
avalanches comes.
Uh,
So if we can't completely predict the avalanches and we can't completely avoid the avalanches, we can, see the weather conditions, snow conditions, and uh, we can start our climb, but we can't totally avoid avalanches.
okay.
Yeah.
Nirmal was attempting to become the first person to climb the, all 14 8,000 meters, thousanders, twice without the supplemental oxygen. How extraordinary is the feat that you think in the world of mountaineers?
See, I think it's an extraordinary achievement. Even climbing one 8,000-meter peak without supplement of oxygen is, with supplement of oxygen is also tough. And he has climbed already 8,000-meter peaks without supplement of oxygen, and he want to do twice. And I call it an extraordinary achievement. Climbing without supplement of oxygen is not that easy. It's too tough. Climbing with oxygen is, it costs a lot of energy. It requires a lot of energy. So climbing without oxygen is, very few climbers are there in the world who can capable to do this.
Mhm.
A
As
lot
a
of
mount
preparation is required for this.
Mhm. As a mountaineer, you have been to so many peaks yourself. What kind of physical and mental preparation is required, when somebody is attempting to, let's say a broad peak or a similar mountain to that?
Hmm. So if we are attempting to some, some, if I don't think so it apply for only broad peak, but if we are climbing any 8,000-meter peaks or any mountain, so we have to prepare 100% before we go to the mountains or before we start the expedition, or the preparation starts before months. We have to go, and we can't also predict anything in mountains. Everything happens in seconds. Weather can change, and in mountains we have to be very strong mentally first.
Hmm.
Mentally also we have to be very strong, not only physically. It requires, everything. It demands everything. And mountaineering is not just a physical strength, it's a mind game. Okay,
Hmm.
you have to be mentally very very strong. in mountains. Sometimes you will be striking at uh, in camps for days. With my personal experiences, last time we have attempting to the highest peak of Himachal Pradesh, and after reaching to advanced base camp, we stuck there for 6 days because of sudden weather change. Suddenly the heavy snowfall has started, and suddenly whiteout was happened. So we are not able to see more than 20-30 meters, and because of heavy snowfall, we are not able to climb up, or we are not able to climb down. So if we climb down, there are avalanches choices, and at that peak there are rock avalanches where chances were there. So then we to avoid the avalanches, we stayed back for 6 days. Sometimes we
Okay.
have to stay without food. So we stayed there for 6 days. We survived there for 6 days. 1 meal a day. So we didn't taken that much of ration with us. So we have planned for 3 days, but it took us 6 days to come down again. So sometimes we have
Okay.
to prepare. Every time we have to prepare for worst, and we have to go to mountains.
Do you think, after such incidents, you think climbers need to rethink ambition versus safety?
See, safety is very important
Mhm.
in every mountain, but after this incident, people will start taking more care. You know, uh, See, in mountains, every time we have to be very careful. Sometimes we have to, walk hours, and our body gets too tired, and we are not even able to, we are not even able to keep one step forward. We don't get choice to sit. Sometimes we don't get the much time to take rest also in mountains. So every time we have to be very alert, and this time this is the, it's a, I think, it's a big loss for everyone. But I say people will take, before going to mountains, they might be very careful from now.
Mhm. Talking about how people should take care of when they're going to mountains, do you think has the visibility that social media is giving has changed the culture of mountaineering, and people are taking greater risks than before?
See, social media, because of social media, mountaineering everyone got to know about mountaineering, and nowadays everyone was, looking about mountaineering. So it got good attraction for mountaineering. But what I say is, like, people are, after seeing this social media and all, they are attempting peaks. Like, mountains are dangerous. So without preparation and without training, if we go, it's very risky, and it's very danger.
As,
And
as a mountaineer, आप क्या बताना चाहेंगे? What lessons should the aspiring climbers and general public take away from this kind of a tragedy, and what they should keep in mind? उनको क्या ध्यान में रखना चाहिए जब ऐसा कुछ attempt कर रहे हो तो?
so if they are going to any mountain, see, for me, no records or no social media post is important than life. Okay, the mountain is always there. See, if the conditions are not safe, and if we are not feeling fit, if we are not feeling okay, uh, we have to stay back, and we have to prepare, and we have to go to mountains. Mountain will be there, but life is more important than that, right? So we can climb next time also. So sometimes, coming back, returning back in mountain is like, it's a more than summit, taking
Mhm.
that decision.
Yashwant, you yourself is on a mission to unfurl the tricolor at the top of, highest peak of every Indian state and union territory. आप, how did you come up with this sort of a challenge, and what was the toughest moment अभी तक आपका जो what have you faced during this journey?
So before I started this harshikar par tiranga,
Mm-hmm.
I used to climb all the, my plan is to climb all the seven summits of seven continents. So out of that, I have climbed three peaks, three continent highest peaks I
Mm-hmm.
have completed. But unfortunately, in India, getting sponsorship for mountaineering is too difficult. And after that, I get an opportunity to climb highest peak of Arunachal Pradesh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I realized ki to climb all the highest peaks of India. Okay, there this machine was started. So from there, I thought to climb all the highest peaks of India, and to show the, uh, each mountain has its own beauty and its own difficulties. It's not about height, or it's not about place. So from there, I have started this mission Harshikar Partiranga, and I thought to document each and every peak. And people always want to climb in foreign countries. So I thought to show them there are a lot of beautiful peaks in India. And Indian climbers and every, foreign climbers will also come here to climb in Himalayas for trekking and all. So I want to tell our youngsters to climb in India, to explore Indian peaks. So there are a lot of beautiful peaks in India. In this project we have completed 10 state highest peaks, so part of this mission, and still the mission is going on. So yeah.
Okay, when it comes to mountaineering, what is harder, reaching the summit or returning home safely?
Returning home safely is tough.
Mm-hmm. Q.
When we are climbing, we have people, what they do, they, if we have 100% energy, they put it for summiting. Okay, they don't save. We have to put our 60 percentage of energy for climbing, and 40 percentage for coming down.
Okay.
If we reach up with our 100% energy, if we don't have energy, then how can we reach down? It's very difficult, right?
Yeah.
So we have to put our 60% energy. Sometimes our body hints us, our body give hints to us. So then at that time we have to return back, we have to turn back. So a lot of people don't do that, and they lose their life.
Okay. As a young mountaineer, what message would you like to give to the young Indians and with the dreams of becoming a mountaineer in the future?
See, mountaineering is a mental game. We have to
Mm.
prepare mount. We have to be very strong before going to any mountains. Mountaineering is a very good thing, very unique thing. Only few people can do this. Very capable to do this. And mountaineering teaches us a lot of things. Mountaineering, it's a life circle. What I think is, like, in our day to day life also it happens if we deeply go through that. So I
Mhm.
tell them, before going to any mountain, prepare well and respect mountain. Mountain doesn't care who you are or where you came from. Mountain always demands you respect. We have to respect mountain. We have to respect the nature. And if we go there and if we show our ego, it doesn't respect you. It can throw you out. It can throw you from there at any point.
Yeah.
This is the one thing which I can, and they are beautiful, and that at the point, same point, they are dangerous also. So we have to respect mountain, we have to respect nature before going to mountains. And we have to be prepared mentally and physically.
Done, done, done. Thank you for speaking to us, Yashwant.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for joining me.
If you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe to Mirror Now.